Okay, I've got Saba Sinai, yeah?
Yep.
Saba, where are you working?
So I work at Central Queensland University. I'm a lecturer in agriculture based at the Emerald campus.
You're based at the Emerald campus?
Yeah.
We were just discussing, but I used to work there years ago, so nice part of the world to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But your focus in agriculture, looking like agriculture and this conference, what's the connection there?
Yeah, good question. So, obviously, my teaching work it's a bit diverse. So I look at animal health and welfare.
Yeah.
I look at sustainable ag production, so development globally, but also locally, agricultural extension, social license to operate. But my PhD, which I'm completing at the moment, is on post-flood recovery in ag.
Fantastic.
And I sort of came at that from looking at what are the pressures on production and food security globally.
Okay.
There are a few. Armed conflict is one.
Yeah.
Economic instability is another, and certainly climate shocks and climate change is the other. And so, sort of from that perspective, I'm focusing on flood specifically.
Fantastic. So any sort of, are you doing it in a broad review role, or do you experimentally have a few case studies that you're looking at?
Yeah, so I'm speaking to farmers about what they do post flood to rebuild. So this idea of building back better applied to the flooding context. In ag, and what are they doing? Not just structurally, but in terms of the way they, have their business, what they produce. How do those things change as a result of learning lessons from that?
That's interesting, because I know groups like AgForce and GrowCom. They've got literally people in the field these days, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Doing sort of resilience, whatever that is.
Resilience planning.
So in a way, you're sort of unpacking it. So, as a researcher, is there any particular skills that you bring to your research that a must do or must have?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think as a PhD student, often and for me, this is sort of a newer area. My background is in public health and parasites. I come very much from that area, but with an interest in sort of the social side of things.
Right.
And so as a PhD student, I think it's a research apprenticeship, essentially.
Okay.
And so I feel like, the skills that I'm developing around interviewing, around analysis of interviews, that's probably
what I find interesting, because you're really looking at the social dynamics too, in terms of what does this mean for people and what they do, rather than that.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe a bit of a dumb question, but what do you like about this? I think anyone's doing a PhD. I think what you like about it is basically finishing it and getting out the way. But what's giving you satisfaction so far?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed speaking to farmers. It's been a really great experience. I interviewed 30 farmers from across Queensland.
Okay.
In the Central Highlands, Central Queensland region, sort of broader southeast Queensland, so including Gympie, South Burnett, Lockyer Valley, and up in the northwest, and just sitting down and speaking to people about the innovative things they're doing on farm or in their farm business. And I guess I went into this PhD viewing the primary producer as sort of the creator of knowledge, right? They're developing this, they're implementing innovations on farm, and just hearing about those has been a great experience.